Hello, everybody. It's been a while because of the crazy hurricane. Oh my God. Where did September go? Oh my God. So it's my Facebook Live. I'm going to wait and hang out for a few. We got the Lisa Labuda. We got the Jolene. Oh, the people are coming on. Tonight's topic is dating while divorcing or broken. Like if you're brokenhearted or you're in the middle of upheaval in your life having to do with a breakup or divorce and you're like trying to date your way through this, I am going to be talking about why this is a recipe for disaster, and I will share my story. Hopefully, the intention is to hopefully give you guys an example of what not to do based on what I did. And with that, I mean, I could laugh about it now, but seriously, it's like no joke. With that, you'll be able to make some choices in your life, maybe a new perspective, another way of looking at something, so that you can be a little kind to yourself and not open yourself up to the confusion and the drama, which only prolongs the healing process. So we have a bunch of people coming on. Oh my God, we got all my Long Island people. I love you guys. So yeah, I'm going to get into it. I don't know how many people on this thread divorced, are going through divorce, but maybe know somebody in your family getting divorced, like a hot mess sibling who's constantly telling you about their divorce and all their like dating adventures, and you're like, my God, could you just heal yourself first before you like invite more drama into your life? And that's what this whole thing is about, right? Reason why I'm doing this video is because, as you know, I am a love life transformation specialist. I help people transform their love lives. Starts with love of self first and most. And then from there, you heal and then attract in like amazing, great relationship. See? So it takes the relationship with you to be on point. Granted, life happens, things switch and flow. Like we're not all about perfection, but we're about self-love, right? So when you're going through divorce, all the more time where you're feeling rejected, you're feeling like less than, all this stuff. I went through it, right? So I went through this process, and I'm going to share this with you in a minute. But the whole point is now I made my experience, my mess, if you will, my message. And so it inspired me to help other people in the form of being this love life transformation specialist, helping people get over the things that hold them back in their relationships. And I rolled out a program called the 90-Day Post-Breakup Detox. The 90-Day Post-Breakup Detox, the 90-Day Post-Divorce Detox calls for the same stuff. The 90-Day Post-Divorce Detox, right? It's detoxing yourself from thoughts and beliefs and attitudes and behaviors that do not serve you. And instead, it calls for ridding yourself from that and bringing in healing and positivity for yourself, love for yourself, kindness for yourself, getting rid of anything that gets in the way of that. So distractions and drama and like using your body like an amusement park. And we'll get into like the whole thing about how when you're in this situation of divorcing or ending a relationship that you've been in for a really long time, it almost feels as if, you know, you're behaving in a way that like you're sitting down at a table and the person across from you says, okay, here's a gun, here's a knife, and here's rope. Pick your poison. And the reason I say that is because the decisions that people tend to make, Lord knows I made them, feels like that. Like, here's my situation. I'm either using a gun, a knife, or a rope to like kill myself. And it isn't until you refuse to even sit at that table, or you refuse to say, no, I'm not going to booze, I'm not going to be into drugs, I'm not going to be partying like an idiot, I'm not going to be staying out late so I'm useless the next day at work, I'm not going to be promiscuous and using my body as an amusement park because I just want to numb myself and get attention and all that, right? So when you consciously recognize that you need to heal and that you don't want the gun, the knife, or the rope, you want freedom, you want certainty, you want a sense of calm and peace. And when that starts to matter more, that's when you truly start to heal. And for me, it took me a really long time holding out hope for a relationship that I just really bought into. I was really like hopeful that my ex-husband and I were going to get back together. And I held on to that hope for a really, really long time. And I did it at the expense of my own healing and what was good and self-loving for me. So a lot of people come to me and ask me like questions about dating, and I ask them, okay, what's going on? And they're like, so I'm talking to this girl and she was really into me, and then all of a sudden she kind of cooled off, and a friend of mine says it's because she probably went back to her ex-boyfriend, but I don't really know, and blah, 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 blah. And meanwhile, this person who's asking me this question is in the throes of like the most epic upheaval in their life. And if you think about it, you kind of have bigger fish to fry than what some chickie pea that you just started talking to a minute ago cares about your life. So this is the point. When we are going through divorce or separation or like this limbo of, I don't know what's going on, and you're trying to date through that, you're doing it because you're trying to fill a void outside that you can only fill inside. For yourself, by yourself. So the longer you put that off, the longer you postpone the inevitable healing that needs to happen, the greater and bigger the snowball turns into an avalanche and then crashes on you. It becomes a longer, drawn out process. So in 2010, my ex-husband, decided that he wanted to separate. And I was like, okay, well, fine. And I came to Miami, he went to San Diego. And for those of you who know the story, we ended up meeting back up in Miami like 6 months later. And that was really what started the whole path of the limbo stage that I put myself in. And one of the things that I strongly advise couples who are contemplating divorcing, separating, what have you, is I have them look at like a 90-day increment, right? So really look at like, if we're going to be separated, like put a time frame on that. It's not indefinitely. It's we're going to be separated for this amount of time, and we're going to figure out these things, and whatever conclusions we come to, we will communicate on them. So this way we can both make decisions. Now, if the other person is not communicating on those things, then you have to do the self-loving thing for yourself, for you, and make decisions that are best for you on your own, regardless of them. And I know this sounds heavy, And it's the hardest thing to do. Lord knows I didn't do it. I stayed in marital limbo for 4.5 years. And it was vague and hurtful because I had hope. And so I was dating while divorcing. And it was ridiculous. And I'll tell you why. So I thought that someone else, another man, would appear in my life and rescue me from my current situation, which was, at the time, me in this marital limbo. My husband loves me, but he doesn't want to be with me. We love each other so much. It doesn't make sense. Why are we like this? Why can't we just get it together? Complete and total just limbo. And we would hang out and be social with each other. And sometimes he'd even sleep over, wouldn't have sex. We'd do laundry. We'd go grocery shopping. We were basically doing all of the stuff like married people would do. We'd go to the movies. We'd like just do stuff together and hang out. And there was so much love there, but it was so unloving to me because every single time I was like up here, happy, this is awesome, I have hope. Whoosh, the reality came of, yeah, where is he? Not here. And it became a thing where it was just this volatile, like hopeless, hope. And it went on and 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 on. And while I was dating people while in this limbo stage, guess what I was attracting? People who were not available, not respectful, only out for their own agenda, all about the party and the looks and the and the just superficial, like, commitment but not really, like friends with benefits kind of deal. And I settled for that. I settled because I, at the time, just wanted closeness with somebody, somebody to distract me from the truth of what was going on in my life, and someone or multiple people to just keep me busy, keep me distracted from me. And it was like a drug. So remember before when I said you have the rope, you have the gun, you have the knife? So, for some people it's booze, for some people it's partying, staying out late and just whatever, living like la vida loca. And other people it's promiscuity, other people it's drugs. So, for me it was like the drug of attention and dates, attention. And it was so unfulfilling. It was completely unfulfilling because while I'm trying to deal with these real raw emotions that are happening in me as I'm going through this process of divorce and, figuring myself out and whatever, I was cluttered. It was like extra baggage from other people that now I had to worry about too. Like I just didn't have the bandwidth for it anymore. And what ended up happening was while divorcing, again, dating while divorced, I was able to have these relationships that were very good to a point, but they would never go like the extra way. And I could never figure out why until one day it dawned on me. I was dating this guy. We were already about 7 months together. It was the only person I was seeing. And it was only like this twice a week, 3 times a week. And we had great rapport and it was all cool. Never referred to me as his girlfriend. Never referred to him as my boyfriend. Like, we just had this superficial, couldn't go deeper kind of thing going on. And then one day I was by myself and I got kind of frustrated. It was like my birthday was coming and he wasn't making like a big deal about it. And I'm all about like birthday, like come on, hardcore. and like gifts is my love language, and you're not coming at me with like the big bag with the little bags in the big bag and like all these cute things to open and candy and then like the big gift and then like, hey, we're going somewhere. Like I'm all about that because I do that for the people I love, right? So here it is, my birthday, and I'm like, why is this guy so non-committal? Like he's good to a point, and there's that point, and he won't get any more serious, won't do anything else. And it occurred to me, Lise, how can I expect someone to fully commit to me when I can't even commit to myself? I was still married. I wasn't truly single. I wasn't truly available. So how can I expect someone to be truly available to me? Law of attraction says that which is likened to itself is drawn. So if I am in limbo emotionally and I am in this swirl of not knowing, am I in love with my husband still? Would I get back with my husband still? I don't know, maybe. And probably yes, but I'm still with this guy and this new guy. And then this other guy wants to date me. So maybe I'll juggle that. Mess, clutter, mess. And who does it do a disservice to? You. Me. Did a disservice to me because I didn't allow myself the space to heal, to be truly single. Single. No one. Me. Just me. And because I didn't allow that, I was attracting people who were not fully committal to me. They weren't, it was just like attracts like. If I'm not committal to me, how the hell can I find somebody who's going to commit to me? So what I invite you to consider, if you're out there and you're grieving a relationship or you're in this limbo and, oh, we're together for 4 months and then we're not, or we're married but not really, and we're not living together but still we're married and we don't know what we're going to do, but maybe whatever. Don't date. No dating. Nothing. No. Handle your own deal however way it's going to roll. Get closure and clarity on what that is. Heal, and then date. Oh, but I like to be in a relationship. I like the attention. I like to have fun. I want to have fun. I just want to have fun. Okay, you know what? You can have fun. You can have plenty of fun. Trust me, when I decided finally, after like the tidal wave of shit hit me full force, knocked me on my ass, lowest of the lowest pit of low, when I decided, enough, I don't want to roll with anyone, I asked a very simple question. Would I date me? Would I date me? I really thought about this, and I said, if I was a guy and I was him looking at me and hearing what was going on with me currently and hearing this swirl of instability, would I want to date me? Like legit make plans, legit do what I say I'm going to do when I'm going to do it? No. I tell you what I would want to do with me. Get drunk, have sex, maybe once or twice a week, party, keep it very superficial and whatever. She's my girl. She's going through some shit, but she's cool. That type of thing. That's what I said. And that's what I was getting. And it made perfect sense. Granted, thank God I was able to attract people who treated me better than that. Granted, but there was just this hope that I was looking outside of myself for soothing. Outside of me for soothing. And that is a constant chase. Constant chase. You date a guy for a month, then he goes away. Who's the next guy? Soothe. Gotta soothe yourself. Gotta figure it out. Gotta go inward. Gotta love yourself first, best, most, always, all the time, better than anyone ever will, ever. And when you get to that, then you're free. And guess what? When you get to that, interestingly, you don't give a shit about being with anybody anymore. You don't even care. You're rolling so high and so like, my God, like loving up on yourself, giving you what you need, when you need it, how you need it. And the whole thing about the sex and whatever, please, you start to hold yourself at such a high standard that you're like, dude, if it's not the real deal, like, you think you're going to just like saunter in and get this? Are you kidding me? No. I'll roll solo. I'll take a vow of celibacy for a year. I don't give a shit until that person comes at me the way I know I deserve. And you don't get to that without doing that healing. And what ends up happening is the journey in this, which could probably take, I mean, I don't know, everybody's different, but for me, when I made the decision that I was going to fully heal myself and not look to anybody outside or anything outside of me, and I just took full on responsibility, and I was like, dude, there's some shit that I got to unearth, and I got to get way back and heal broken parts of me. And if I don't heal these broken parts of me now, in the place I am, I will recreate the same relationship over and over again. Different faces, different places, and the same people repeating over and over. Same type of people, same type of situations. Just crazy how that happens, but it's definitely law of attraction. So, somebody made a really good point. Like Silvio says, many people can't deal with the loss without putting on Band-Aids. And I agree. I totally agree. And that's exactly the analogy. It's a Band-Aid on a tumor. Like, you are in such a deep pain about the loss of this person and the shattering of your ego. Like, I thought I was crap. Like, this person, all I knew, my ex-husband, I knew him since I was 20. And we went through so much crap, and then we rebuilt from the crap. So here I'm thinking like, oh my God, we're unstoppable. Like, you kidding me? To rebound from infidelity and like forgive and create like this new vibe about the people we wanted to be and whatever. I was like, awesome. We got this, ride or die. Like, nothing can stop us. And it wasn't the case. So it like completely crushed me. Everything I believed just rug out from under. And so when you feel like that, of course you're going to look for soothing. You're going to look for the Band-Aid. Like I said, some women shop. They do plastic surgery. They hook up with young men. They and for the guys, they spend a lot of money on like dating, drinks and chicks with big tits and all kinds of like crazy shit, and buying like sports cars and boats and just trying to live a life of soothing, right? They think these external outside things will help them, and they do in the moment, kind of, but not really. It's a mess. It becomes a mess. Because then, look what happens. You end up dating somebody and you're projecting both the good and the bad that you haven't sorted out about that other person onto them. And honestly, it could be a thing where you call off an engagement for whatever reason. Or a wedding's called off and you were the one that was the recipient of that news where like they don't want to marry you, or you discover that there was cheating going on, whatever. It's such a major loss, these breakups, these severings of, this trust that you have for this person. You disclose so much of yourself and your life. And I mean, I know people married freaking 20 years. Like my ex-husband and I, we were 20 and 21 when we met, and we divorced when we were 44 and 45. I mean, these people half your life, and just like that, it's like, okay, bye-bye. Like, you don't know what the hell end is up. So this is all normal. This is all like the way we cope. It's fight or flight, and we try to soothe and we try to do whatever we can to reach for whatever feels good, but it's fleeting. It's fleeting. So I created this program based on my own journey, minus the 4.5 years that it took to get to the decision of healing. But once I got to that decision, I was on it, and it was rough, but I did it. And it called for creating an army of healers and books and self-help and online seminars and all kinds of things that I did for myself, to heal. And one of the things it called for was no sex, no dating, nothing for 90 days. And the point of that is when you are at the lowest of the low shit kicker, like here's like the level of shit, and then like here's you. Hi shit pile. I'm just gonna snuggle up underneath you and chill. Like when you're that, you have to really like hone it in and get to healing. There's no other way out of it. But when you decide to do it and you really commit to you and your well-being and your betterment and your future, everything changes. Everything changes. The people you meet, the circumstances, the situations, totally everything changes. And so this was a journey that was going on for me October 2015 till around February, March, maybe even April 2016. And it was all part of this journey. And I had to go through it. And I had to take the time. And what ended up happening was finally, when I did the process, I went, 90 days. And grant you, hi, halo, little bent to the side, I did fall off. Because exactly that. You're like trying to heal. Oh, I need some soothing. Like things happen while you're on this journey and it'll throw you for a loop. But once I slipped off and I saw the patterns, I was like, oh, I get it now. I get what I did and I know why I did it. And now I know better and I'm not going to do that again. And so why did I do that? Because I wanted this feeling. What do I do? What can I do for myself to give myself that feeling? So, I'll give you an example. The modalities that I was doing at the time, my God, it was, number one, I hired a therapist and I said, listen, 90 days, you and me, we got to get this handled. And it was amazing. It was the best thing I did. After that, it was acupuncture. I had an energy healer. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, all the books. Inner Bonding by Margaret Paul. Amazing. Just recommended it to a client tonight. Unbelievable. It taught me how to connect with the broken parts of me. People trying to Facebook message me. Stop! No messaging me. So basically, people are messaging me about the Yankees and Aaron Judge, who evidently just broke a home run record. Awesome! Go Yankees! Love it! Anyway, back to you guys. Did Inner Bonding by Margaret Paul. That book basically teaches you how to find the broken parts of you as a child. And you get to nurture, parent, love, that little kid inside you who was hurt and not given the voice to be heard and to be given what it needed. It's very simple. And to be able to give that to yourself as an adult then becomes the most self-loving thing. Like, you become a badass. Seriously. You're just like, whatever, dude. You want to be like that? All good. Like, I love up on me better than you'll ever. So go ahead. Do what you got to do. And you just don't have any kind of judgment or any kind of expectation for anybody, because you're like, whatever, bro, like, you want to hang with me or not, I'm cool either way. And you're so cool with it. So anyway, I went through this process, and then finally, I would say like February of 2016, I don't know, I was just like chilling on my own, and I said, you know, universe, if I'm ready to date, I leave it to you. I'm not going to force the issue. I'm just going to hang, and I leave it to the universe. And you know what? The only thing I will ask, universe, after the upheaval and shit that I did in 2015 that I had in my life, can I just have somebody fun, please? Just fun. I just want to dip my toe into dating again. Easy peasy, fun. That's it. I did my healing. Done. And so I let it go. And a few days later, somebody, wonderful guy, Facebooked me and asked me, how does a guy like me get around a busy girl like you? And I was like, wow, that's a really good question. Like, I don't know, I guess you just ask. And he said, okay, you and me brunch this weekend, Sunday. I was like, done, fun, see, easy. And what ended up happening was I started to have fun. I started to just date casually and lightly and just enjoy the fun of it all. And this guy was so honest with me from the start. He said, you know, he was really focused on his career. He had switched careers and was really trying to build himself up. And he wasn't in a place to really provide much for a woman and wasn't really serious. He wasn't into that mind. And so I went ahead and was like, all right, cool. Well, we'll just like roll together and have fun. And it was. And then finally what ended up happening after some time. Oh my God, I'm running out of battery. Oh my God, I'm going to put battery on. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh my God. Battery life. Battery life. Here it comes. Here comes the juice. Oh my God. Technical difficulty. Please stand by. Okay, look. Here we go. Plug this sucker in. What? Oh. Bam. Boom. I hope it works. Oh, okay. I think we're good. All right. So anyway, the deal is I was dating this guy. He was all about not being serious. That was cool with me for the beginning. And then all of a sudden, I was like, okay, you know what? I went through all this healing. I busted my ass to get myself right in my mind and to be self-loving. And I'm sitting here with like a friends with benefits situation. Like, this is not self-loving. This is bad patterns yet again. But I was like, okay, you know what? No harm, no foul. The dude was honest with me from the start. I had to get honest with me. And I said, I see the patterns here. I am just going to dial it back in. I know what to do. I'm just going to hang with me. And for the first time in my whole life, at 45 years old, I ended something with someone without having someone else waiting. Major progress, major accomplishment. This is codependency, like, nailed. Boom. So I had nobody. I was like, and I was totally cool with it. You know why? Because I didn't really have nobody. I knew that I had me. I knew that I had me. And so when you revel in your solitude and you cut the shit about, I don't want to be alone. I'm lonely. You're not lonely when you have you. That is the constant. When you die, you will die with you. You come into this world with you. So that whole deal about needing to be with somebody else for companionship and whatever, if you can't roll with you and be your own best friend and your own true love, you may as well just pack it in, because you'll never ever get that full love from somebody else. Better, most, and consistently as you can give it to yourself. So if you're out there and you're dating while divorced and it's kind of a shit show, I invite you to consider putting the brakes on all of it. Get your money on point, get your life on point, get your self-love on point, get your fitness on point, your nutrition on point. Take care of yourself deeply and rebuild yourself. And trust me, if you don't do it, you're going to delay the inevitable. Better to do it 6 months, 8 months, a year, than to repeat the same relationships, the same heartaches, the same bullshit, and clutter your life with minutia that only takes your eye off the ball, which means you and your life and your peace and your joy for some Tinder dude or Tinder chick. Really? You're gonna sacrifice the next however many years of your own peace and your own life and happiness for some fleeting piece of ass? Really? Think about it. Think about what you're worth. Think about what you need to feel good in your life. Do you really need to worry about some chick who may or may not text you back, who may or may not be dating her ex-boyfriend again? Like, really? This is, with all the shit that you have to worry about, mortgage, selling house, maybe not selling house, alimony, child support, who sees the kids, when do I see the kids, who picks up the kids, what are the kids going to do when they go to college, what am I going to do next week for dinner, how am I going to learn how to cook for myself, who does the laundry now? In addition to all of that shit of realigning your whole life, you're going to add on to it some dumbass who doesn't even know to text you back when you text her. Really? This is the stress you want to add to your life? Your whole priority is chill. You have so much on your plate as it is to sort out and heal for yourself. The last thing you should be doing is cluttering your life with bullshit drama in dating. You will date, and when you do, trust me, it won't be long before you meet the person that you really are ready to be with when you're whole. If you're out dating while you're getting divorced, you're going to meet people who are A, not available, B, are probably not so self-loving because they're taking your hot mess on, so what good are they? And or they have their own upheaval going, their own drama, their own stuff going on. And God forbid you get knocked up by one of them or you knock up one of them. Guess what? Now the shit pile just got even bigger. So it's all about making smart decisions and really doing what's best for yourself. And when you really silence your mind and you're all alone and quiet in your bed and you're listening to the sound of your own heartbeat and you take some really honest stock of your life, you really get in there and see what's up, I guarantee you will probably have a list of 50 things that you would want to become and accomplish and feel for yourself without inviting in any kind of drama and bullshit from the outside. Go inward. All of that soothing, all of that false sense of Band-Aid over a tumor, it's fake, it's false, it's not the real deal. It's just a bunch of people out there trying to soothe themselves because they're not doing it for themselves, right? They're not doing it within. They're looking outside. So I hope the answers come. I hope this was of service to you. If you have any kind of anything that you want to share with me, hit me up. I have, like I said, the 90-day post-divorce detox. You don't have to go through this alone. Don't. And by that I mean, granted, you have you, but what I'm saying is, it's a tough thing and you feel really lost and confused and you're not thinking straight. So when you have a coach, somebody who's been through it, somebody who did the detox to myself, not knowing what the hell it was that I was doing, but it worked, transformed my life, and so now I have it created to give to you, or your brother, your sister, your son, whoever is going through divorce or a major breakup, and they're just kind of dabbling in the strange because they want to soothe. Point them in my direction. I can at least have a complimentary conversation, just a conversation, to get some clarity. That's what you want. Clarity is power. And when you're clear with yourself and you're clear with what you need, you begin to give that to yourself, you are unfuckwithable forever. Completely will change your life. So anyway, guys, I'm really appreciative that you gave me your attention for this time, and I'm here for you. I'm here to help you out. You can find me lisaconcepcion.com. That's lisaconcepcion.com, or you could also find me lovequestcoaching.com. Goes to the same place. On there you'll find my email, how to get in touch with me, some information on there too about me, my credibility, my credentials as coach, all the work that I've done to become certified so I can coach people from a place of, professionalism and all the ethics and all the stuff that's associated with what I do. So thanks again, guys. I hope this helped. And if you're hurting, you shouldn't, don't make things worse by going out and dating random strange. It's not good. It's not healthy. Just do you and love up on you better than anyone ever could. All right. Peace out, you guys. Love from Miami. Peace.